Hi, everybody. I want to talk about the subject of anger today, especially particularly anger in women. And in the United States, anger is an emotion that men are allowed to have and can express freely, and women are not, especially Black women. Black women have been identified as excessively angry. Nobody seems to understand that that might be because they have extremely good reasons for that. And as a result, Black women often overcorrect and don't express or experience even their angry emotions, even though they're often very much justified. Women are seen as having an ugly emotion when they express anger. And I believe that's because uh, women aren't supposed to want things. They're not supposed to move into territory that traditionally is seen as masculine, which means, you know, aggression, which is associated with anger, and also receiving social cultural goods. Anger is highly associated with entitlement. So I think that we can kind of divide anger into two groups. One where it's being expressed because somebody is excessively entitled. They're wanting special treatment. They believe that they're better than other people, and they're asking for something for themselves that they don't think anyone else deserves. Um, so, um, this is the rules don't apply to me kind of anger. Um, there was a little video I saw a few months ago about a man in a grocery store, an older white man, and in a southern state, and he had really behaved badly towards one of the workers in the grocery store. And the policeman was telling him he wasn't allowed back in there, that, he had crossed the line and he was not permitted to go into the grocery store anymore. And it was like this man just couldn't believe that he was being held to the same standard as everyone else and that the worker in the grocery store had the right to be treated respectfully. It was just beyond him. The policeman was very patient and just kept saying, you cross the line, buddy. You're not going back in there. So there's anger that's associated with excess entitlement, and there's also anger that's associated with, on the opposite end of the scale, feeling that your your group or your situation, because you're associated with that group, is being mistreated. So, a woman who feels angry because she's taking on the lion's share of domestic labor in her family, that is totally justified. If um, if you assume that labor is something within the family system that should be shared and not fall on one person. Um, so, it's it, the interesting thing about this is that women can feel angry and also experience under entitlement at the same time. So there's a part of them that gets angry because the goal is blocked, which is what's associated with anger. Something that I want that's important to me is being impeded in some way. Um, and at the same time, feel badly for having the emotion. So I've had, this has happened over the years, when you come in and they want their anger to go away. They are upset with themselves for feeling angry, for having angry feelings towards their family members. Um, but when we dig in there, and just what we often discover is like, there's some really good reasons why you're pissed off. So, what really needs to happen is some change in the system. And underneath it all, it's really that she's scared. She's afraid that any changes that requests that she makes won't be, the other family members would disregard. So it's also a feeling of powerlessness. And I think that's a really common experience for women to have a very good reason to be angry, to not like the activating, uncomfortable feeling of being angry, and to have no recourse, to feel as though they don't have the power to change the situation without leaving, without exiting the relationship, which not all women want to do. At the very least, if you're in that situation, be kind to yourself. Remind yourself that your anger is telling you what you're entitled to. It has a job to do, and that is understandable. Don't get mad at yourself for being mad.